yourself.
So, John Stafford with Georgia's Music Center. I'm here at the GJ2 booth in Anaheim, California at NAMM 2014. Here with Grover Jackson, founder of GJ2 Guitars, among other companies. And we had a question recently from a customer that asked me specifically what was the primary differences I felt in the neck shape, the neck profile, the overall feel, the new GJ2 guitars, the Glendora, compared to the guitars that Grover's well known for making a few decades prior. So, Grover, if you wouldn't mind, give us a little bit of some insight.
The current stuff, the GJ2 guitars, are the idealized version of what I was trying to make in the 80s. I had a vision in those days of the guitars that I wanted to make, and the problem with that era was that the software to design the stuff didn't exist, and the machinery didn't exist. So I would have a vision of something, and we would get one right, the next one would be sort of right, the next one would be, well, okay. And then, luckily, we did end up making a lot of great instruments.
Sure.
But it was the lack of my ability to do that on a consistent basis. And the benefit of the world we live in today, that what's happened is the design of the instrument, instead of being an idea that's given to the folks in the shop to make, now everything is pushed back on me because the machinery only does what I tell it to do. So our ability to make a more consistent example of my vision is where we live today. So I think these are the greatest guitars I've ever made, and I couldn't be more proud of the necks and the neck shape. And we consistently get people to walk up and pick up a neck and go, oh, well, yeah, that. And so they get it.
They clearly feel great. I myself have been playing guitars that you've been responsible for a long time, and yeah, there's no question the feel on them is outstanding. I guess, you know, my feeling is this is sort of an idealized example that's coming out each and every time.
It is.
And there's no room for error or variation. The guitar that you dreamt about when you started making these a long time ago, this is what we're making now every day.
Exactly. You can go through a number of instruments on the wall and you'll go, yes, yes, yes. I mean, each instrument is going to have very slight, you know, idiosyncrasies.
Sure.
But we've squeezed as much of that variety out so that it is absolutely the idealized version. And there's one other little quick thing, if I could say. I did this in a magazine a year or two ago. They interviewed me and they asked about guitars and stuff. And I don't want to ramble too much, but my mother passed away a few years ago, and I loved my mother. We're a Southern boy, and we love our mothers down south. And I inherited a black iron skillet that has been in my family for probably 100 years. Now, my mother would cook fried chicken in that skillet, and it was the greatest fried chicken ever. And I'm a fairly good cook, and I make fried chicken, and it's different. So, my point of that story is that somehow, some portion of the creator of an object ends up in the object. You can call it love, you can call it passion, mojo. You can put any kind of moniker that you want on it, but you know, we live in a wonderful time now where there are really great choices for high quality guitars. Some of our friends in the industry make wonderful instruments, and I think when you get to this level, it's not about better or worse. It's about this one speaks to me, that one doesn't.
Yep.
And hopefully people will, and they seem to be finding that what we're making, this mojo, speaks to people.
I think so. Grover, thanks very much.
Thank you.
And John Stafford, Georgia's Music Center, Grover Jackson, the GJ2 booth, NAMM 2014. Thanks for watching.